And of course, it's working. So
That's okay. We are here now. That's all that matters. So thank you for whoever is joining us at this time or watching us later. Either way, we're glad that you made space for yourself. I like starting every class, I want to thank United Way, the Innovation Grant, for allowing me to do this, as well as the Virtue Center for allowing me to take time to provide services. And I have cottonwood falling, so the allergies are going to be great today. So I hope that you are in a space that you have created for yourself and had made some time for you today. So thank you for showing up. It doesn't matter if you're seated or standing. Today I am seated on some books because my yoga mat is hanging up right over there because I decided to leave it out in the rain all weekend and it is still super soaked and wet. So that is where my mat is. So I will be practicing without a mat. If you don't have a mat at home, that's totally okay. All you need is just some space and we'll work through it. You can also have a towel with you, either to wipe sweat, to lay on, to cover up with, to set on, whatever your heart desires. I will give some preference or like some suggestions throughout the class. With that being said, this class is, or this practice is your practice. So what I ask of you throughout this entire process is to do whatever you need to do. I am here to make suggestions for you to move your body in a specific way. If that does not work for you today, don't do it. Do something different. Again, this is your practice, your space. I'm just here to navigate it with you so that you are not alone in this. Also, I kind of wanted to take a moment before we started today just to make maybe some suggestions for future when you decide to come do yoga or create this space for yourself at home. I have a cool entire setup here that I will maybe take a picture of later to show you. Or you know what, whatever, I'll just show you now. I'm not shy to share this. Let's see. So this is my setup. I have my water, my reminders, and a book for my journal for whenever I need to write something down. I burn sage, and then I also pull a card for inspiration. I also have some plants here with me. So that's kind of my setup, along with lovely books to hold up my recording device, which is my phone. And that's what I do to make this space feel sacred and safe and warm for me and inviting. It is something that I do when I teach. I don't always bring this kind of setup with me everywhere I go, but I encourage you to create that space for you. What is it that you need during this time that will make you feel more connected to you and then maybe a little bit beyond you, whether that is a higher power or not? But just something that makes you feel more comfortable and confident in what you're doing. So today I wanted to share that. And then also the journal is for anything that maybe come up for you. So I sometimes when I'm practicing, there's these themes that keep coming up or the same statement keeps coming in my head or same thought, and I'll write it down. And a lot of times writing it down allows me to let it go so that it's not intruding in on my practice, and then that I can address it later at a more appropriate time when I feel like I can, instead of in the middle of my practice when I'm trying to connect to my breath. So speaking of connecting to our breath, let's go ahead and do that. You can stay seated if you're already seated. You can stand up. You can do it however you desire. Today, I am going to be standing. And I just want you to start connecting to your breath here. And what I mean by that is you don't have to be still. You can be rocking back and forth, swaying side to side. I just want you to start breathing deeply. So think about inhaling, filling up your lungs. Exhale, release everything. that you just put in. Keep doing that. I will warn you, you probably will hear my breath. I am using AirPods, and I usually practice Ujjayi breath or breath with sound when I practice yoga. So feel free, if that is part of your practice and you know what I'm talking about, feel free to do that, or any kind of breath work you would like to do here. And I invite you to either keep your eyes open or take a soft gaze in front of you, or they can be closed. Whatever your preference is. Slowly drawing your attention inward, focusing on those long inhales, long exhales. And whether you're standing still or having movement, doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to that. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Just find what works for you in this moment. And whether you're seated or standing, on your next inhale, lift your arms over your head, palms touch. Look at thumbs. Left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale, reach over to the left side of your body. Your arms can stay extended over your head, rolling your shoulders down your back, finding that stretch on the right side of your body. Or if this is not comfortable, place your hands over your chest, still leaning, almost like you have a basketball or a soccer ball or whatever kind of sports ball you would like on the side of your body, and you're trying to get your chest over it, rolling over the side. Shoulders are still rolling down. Tap into your breath. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your hands down. Inhale. Exhale. On your inhale, lift your arms over your head, palms touch. Right wrist grabs left wrist. Exhale. Stretch the left side of your body, pulling your left arm towards the right side of your body. Again, if your arms stretched up do not feel good, place them over your chest. You can even place your right hand on your hip. Feeling the stretch from under the left armpit down through that side of the body. Doesn't need to be a deep stretch. We're just waking up the body. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, release. On your inhale, lift your arms up over your head, moving into a back bend here. So if you're seated, you can just place your hands behind you, reaching your chest up towards the ceiling. If you're standing, you can place your hands on your hips and begin to slowly release your head back. If this is not comfortable, hands across your chest can work, or just stay at a neutral spine if a back bend is not feeling comfortable for you today. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release. And on your exhale, begin to fold forward, whether you're standing or seated. If you're seated, just walk your hands forward, finding a nice forward fold, releasing your head down. If you're standing, feel free to bend your knees here as much as you would like, resting your chest onto your thighs. Your hands can be wherever you would like them. You can be up against the wall if that feels more comfortable. Where's your breath? On your inhale, if you're standing, push into your feet. Slowly come all the way up to a standing position. If you're seated, just walk your hands back to a neutral spine. If you're seated, will you please stand and join us? We'll flow through some sun salutation A's just to warm up the body real quick because we have some fun things to do today, some fun sequences. So what sun salutation A is, we'll go through it together. It's okay if you don't know the words. Bring your feet together. They don't have to be touching exactly. It can be a little bit apart like mine are. Push into all parts of your feet. Bend slightly into your knees. Engage your core. Roll your shoulders down your back. And breathe. On your inhale, lift your arms up. Palms touch overhead. On your exhale, fold forward with a flat back. Release your head down for that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, then your left foot back. Lower to low push-up position. Come to your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog, rolling your shoulders back. Staying on your knees if you need to. Exhale, either tabletop position or downward facing dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Can either be in tabletop here, and if adding spine movement feels good, feel free to do that. If you're in downward facing dog and this is part of your practice, feel free to make any movements here that feel good, releasing anything in your body. On your inhale, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat, however you need to get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, release your hands down. All right, so that was 1. We'll do that one more time. This time I will do it the whole way through the side view. All right, so inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward with a flat back, release your head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back with 1 foot, then the other. Lower to low push-up position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Slight bend in the elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog or tabletop position, whichever one suits your body today. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. On your inhale, look forward, step or float to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push into your feet, come all the way up to standing, palms touch overhead. Exhale, release your hands down. Good job. All right, so now we're gonna have a little fun now that we're still warming up the body, but Utkatasana or chair pose. So what I want you to do here is I want your feet to come together, or if that's not accessible for you today, that's okay. Your feet can be a little bit further apart. On your inhale, bend deep into your knees and set back like you're setting into a chair. And then inhale, your arms can stay on your hips. They can come to your chest, or you can lift them overhead where your palm is touching, looking at your thumbs. So I'll do a side view here. This is called Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe. On your inhale, straighten your legs, release your arms down. So that's going to be kind of the starting point for our next flow that we'll build to, okay? So we'll do that again, Utkatasana, and we'll add some variations to it. So get that good foundation, spreading your feet nice and wide, pushing into all parts of your feet. All right, inhale, hold. Focus on your breath here. Remember, if you start feeling pain, please back out of the pose, coming to a standing, seated pose, whatever feels comfortable for you today. Keep breathing. On your exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee for a twist here. Eventually rolling our shoulders on top of one another. Breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right elbow outside of left knee. Breathe. Try to keep your set bones down. Inhale, come back to center. Arms stretch up one last time. And exhale, release everything. All right. Hopefully you're feeling it a little bit. I definitely am. It's okay if you're not. All right, doing that again. We'll build onto it this time. On your inhale, bend into your knees, palms touch overhead. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, come back to center. This time before we stand, lift that right foot up. Try to come up off the toe. Put it back down. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left leg down. Inhale, push into your feet. Come all the way up. Release everything down. Okay, this time we'll do Utkatasana. We won't do the twist. We will just be lifting up our right foot 5 times and then our left foot 5 times. So we'll do that, get that nice foundation. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Bend deep into your legs. Bring your hands down to heart center, pushing nice and evenly into both arms. On your inhale, lift your right foot up. Exhale, place it down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One last time. Inhale up, exhale down, switching sides. Inhale, left leg up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I think one last time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release. I'm not always the best at counting, so hopefully that was 5 and 5. If it wasn't and you noticed and it bothers you, go ahead and add one more wherever it needs to be. But come back to mountain pose, finding stillness or movement, whatever you need for your practice today. But I just want you to check in with yourself, check in with your breath. My breath is definitely labored right now. Without judgment, just check in with yourself. Where are you feeling tightness? Where do you feel relaxed? And if your eyes drifted to close, go ahead and open them back up. Before we do the Utkatasana flow, I'm going to show you a few other poses that we'll add on, but I don't want to add them on yet. So the first thing we'll do is we'll do Warrior One. So take your right foot, step it back to the back of your mat or back of your space. You want your right toes facing towards where you're looking. So they won't be straight in front of you, they'll be kind of to the side. Hips will eventually square to the front of the room, bending deep into that left knee. So here's the side view. Okay. So we're here, our shoulders are square, our hips are eventually going to square. It's okay if they're not today. And then inhale, lift your arms up overhead, looking up at your thumbs. If this does not feel right, feel free to put your hands here on your chest or even on your hips. Hold this for 3 more breaths just to feel what it feels like. On your exhale, release your hands down and step to the top of your mat. All right, so now left foot steps back. Again, warrior 1. And feel free to, adjust your foot as much as you need to. Try it. If that doesn't work, you can always make any adjustments you need to. You don't have to try to get it on the first try. Bending deep into that right knee. Your knee should be straight in line with your ankle. We don't want it out or in. Squaring your hips forward. Hands can be across our chest, on our hips, or even up in the air, or even cactus, wherever your hands want to be today. Breathing into this pose for 3 breaths to feel what it's like to be in warrior 1. Not passing judgment. On your exhale, release your hands down and step to the top of your mat. Whew. Getting nice and sweaty here. All right, next pose. So warrior 3. It's gonna be a little bit of a balance pose. So, trying to think the best way to get into it. Okay, so there's a few different options. If you know how to get into warrior 3 in a different way, feel free to do that. But I'm gonna use Utkatasana to get into warrior 3 because that's what we're gonna do here in a little bit. Okay, so how we'll do this is I'm gonna show you the side view. You can either watch me do it the first time or you can listen to my voice and do it with me. So what we'll do is we're gonna find Utkatasana with our hands in front. Then we'll lift up our right leg, putting all of our weight onto that left leg. So you can stay right here and you can even come up to a standing pose, just lifting your right leg up, finding balance here, okay? It just depends on where you are in your balance. If you would like to try warrior 3, go ahead and start reaching your right foot back and dropping your chest, but we won't drop our chest all the way to the ground. We want to come into basically a T, where our heel is in line with our hip and our shoulders are in line with our hip. Your hands can stay at heart center or you can reach them out in front of you. I can't, however, right now because there's a thing in the way. Hold warrior 3 for as long as you would like, and then slowly try to, with control, bring your right foot back down to meet your left and breathe. Again, if you just need to work on practice on your balance, feel free to just lift up your right foot. You can keep it straight or you can bend it, but breathe here. If you are still holding warrior 3, go ahead and come back to a neutral standing position. Nice controlled movement. So just as a information for you to know, anytime we come out of a balance pose, don't just like rush out of the pose or fall out of the pose. It's okay if you fall out of the pose, just hop back in if we haven't ended the pose yet. But when we're trying to end the pose, make sure to try to keep that control, because it's just as important to be mindful going into the pose as it is to be mindful going out. So that way we don't injure ourselves, and it creates strength and discipline if we start to do that. So now for the other side. Okay. So, whew. All right, bend deep into your knees, legs. We did our left side. So go to your right leg, lifting that left leg up. Again, stay here. You can even come up to standing and just lifting your leg up and down, working on your balance here. If you would like to try warrior 3, extend your left leg back. Hips are facing the ground. Face is facing the ground. And if you fall out of the pose, just do your best to get back in. And one side's gonna look different than the other. Welcome to being human. Connect with your breath. Breathe. For 2. One last breath. 1. Slowly come back to a standing position. Shake it out, because we all know we were just probably hard on ourselves a little bit for not making it look the way we want it to. Breathe. All right. Shake it out. Shake it out a little bit more. I know I need to shake that one off. All right. Coming back to a standing position. This is mountain pose. So if you need to take a drink real quick, feel free to grab water if that is around you, or coffee. I will not judge you for drinking coffee this late in the day. Connect back with your breath. Okay, so now we're gonna add all the things that we just went through into one nice fun little flow. So what we'll do, we're gonna be warriors today, really strong warriors. So we'll start out in Utkatasana. You don't have to do it with me yet. I'm just gonna show you kind of quickly what we'll be doing, and then we'll do it together here in a moment. Okay, so we'll start out in Utkatasana. Then we'll inhale, lift our right leg up. Slowly with control, if we can, come into warrior 3, hold, and then we'll step back into warrior 1. Okay, if you're unable to hold warrior 3, that is okay. You will just lift your toe up, keep your balance here, work on that, and then step back into warrior 1. Okay, so we'll move Utkatasana, warrior 3, warrior 1. Okay, so that's how we'll go today. All right. Whew. Shake it out. If you're nervous, don't be nervous. Actually, it's okay if you're nervous. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And that's the thing. If you fall out of any of the poses, please laugh. I would be there with you. I usually laugh when I fall out of poses, because it is just yoga. This is about having fun and finding movement that maybe we normally don't find, okay? So it's okay to laugh. It's okay to make noise. It's okay to yell at me and tell me to be quiet. It's okay. You do whatever you need to do here. All right, so moving into some fun. All right, bend into your knees for Utkatasana. Let's do 2 breaths here. So that was 1, 2. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. Slowly, with as much control as you can, slowly move into warrior 3. We'll breathe here. 3, 2, bend into that left knee, slowly lowering that right foot down all the way into warrior 1, slowly allowing yourself to find warrior 1. Wherever it is for you today, breathe. For 3, 2, 1. On your inhale, slowly try to come back to standing on one foot and release it down. I added that last little bit in there for fun. It's okay if you didn't do it. Whew. All right, next side. But before we move into the next side, go ahead and take a moment and just, what's your body feeling like? Is one side, feel a little more relaxed than the other? Does one side seem to have more tension? Is one ankle, cracking more than the other? Mine sure is. It's okay. Just take a moment and feel what it's like to be you today. Right here. Right here in the space that you provided yourself. All right, when you're ready, let's move to the other side. So this time we'll be standing on our right foot. Okay, we got it right. Okay, bending deep into our legs. Hold here for 2. 1. 2. Slowly begin to lift that left leg up into the air, reaching it back into warrior 3. Hips are square. 3. Where's your breath? Then slowly move into warrior 1. Slowly making that way. My hip just popped and it felt lovely. Breathe deep into that bent right leg. Left leg's not fully locked out, just a micro bend in the knee. Breathe. Feel how strong you are here. Eyes can be open or closed, whatever best suits your practice today. And then for fun, slowly come back to the top of your mat, maybe trying to do it through balancing on your foot. Maybe just step into the top of your mat. Yeah, y'all. We did that. We just did that. Good job. Thank you for doing that with me. I'm sure everybody made it look just perfect wherever you were. And that's the beauty about yoga, is we have all different expressions of the poses, and it's our jobs as practitioners to find which practitioners are you and I, for us to find our expression and what that looks like for when we are on our mat or in our space at that time. Doesn't matter what happened last week, this week, tomorrow, or in the future, it's here in the present. So let's do that. Oh, let's do that 2 more times, but we won't hold any of the poses but for 1 full inhale and 1 full exhale. So actually, let's do that 3 times. because I know we can. So let's do it 3 times. If you don't want to do it 3 times, you don't have to. You can do it 1 time or no times. It's your preference, again, your practice. I'm going to do it 3 times. I would love for you and invite you to join me in that. Feel free to do it at your pace, to your breaths. My breath may be quicker or slower than yours, so just take some time to do that. I will talk you through mine, but feel free to go at your pace. All right. Let's go ahead and move into Utkatasana. And inhale, exhale, inhale, lift your right leg up, flowing into warrior 3. Hold for an inhale. Exhale, inhale one more time. And then on your exhale, reach back, warrior 1. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. And when you're flowing through this on your own or with me, try to keep things connected and fluid and don't think too much about it. If you miss something, that's okay. Put your arms wherever you want. So moving on to the other side. Warrior 3. Slowly into warrior 1. Inhale, come back. Exhale, release. Okay, this time, again, just flow through it as quickly or slowly as you want. Try to keep control. Place your hands wherever you would like. Utkatasana. Warrior 3. Warrior 1. Top of your mat. Utkatasana. Warrior 3. Warrior 1. Top of your mat. Last time. Warrior 3. Warrior 1. Top of your mat. Utkatasana. Warrior 3. Warrior 1. Top of your mat. Good job. Meet together, mountain pose or whatever resting pose, or maybe you don't need a still pose right now and you need to rock back and forth. Just meet back with your breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Find that steady, controlled breath again. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and blink them open. Coming back to awareness here, just in your space. Don't have to go out of the room yet. What we'll do here is we will flow through Sun Salutation A, which we did earlier. I am going to instruct you through it. But instead of coming all the way back up to standing, we are moving to the ground to a seated position. So if you would not like to do Sun Salutation A to get to the ground, just feel free to go ahead and move to the ground however you would like. If you're moving with me, Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward with a flat back. Release your head down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or flip back to low push-up position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tabletop or downward facing dog. Then from here, just step your feet forward into a nice seated position, or if you know how to jump your feet through, feel free to do that. Again, your practice. And extend your legs all the way out in front of you. Feet can be dorsal flex or pointed. It's your preference. But just kind of start moving them, moving your ankles around, your wrists around. Just however you need to. If you started making circles to the right, make them to the left, which confuses me all the time. It's okay. Just switch the direction you were making circles. All right, keep your left foot forward. Right foot comes as far up onto your leg, your left leg as possible. This is Janu Shirshasana A in Sanskrit. So just what this is it's, you can stay right here with your chest up, squared to the front of the room, or if you'd like to add a little bit more of a stretch, just begin to walk your hands forward. Might feel a stretch in your back or behind your legs because it's all connected in case you didn't know. Just breathing here. This is one of my favorite poses just to wind down to because we are starting to move eventually to our final resting pose of class. We're not getting there right after this. Slowly getting there. On your inhale, look up. Exhale, slowly walk your hands back. Switch your legs. So right leg comes straight out in front of you. Left foot comes all the way up on your right leg. Finding the placement that you can today. Slight rotation of that upper body to where you're squared off to the front of the room. You can stay right here if this feels good. Or on your exhale, slowly begin to walk your legs or your hands forward, not your legs. Maybe eventually grabbing your toes. Thinking on your inhales to lengthen your spine, and exhale, maybe release a little bit more into the pose, or even sending your breath to the places that you feel the most tension right now. So a way to think about that, on my inhale, I'm just going to observe my body. And on my exhale, I'm going to think about taking that exhale to my back. My lower back currently is not feeling grand. It's super tight. And so that's where I'm sending some of my exhales to maybe release. Or just focus on your breath. On your inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Both legs forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold or just stay straight up. Breathe. On your inhale, slowly come back to a neutral spine. So here we are just going to stretch our neck and our wrists, and maybe do another twist. But what I'm gonna do is, I have my books here, and you can judge me by the books I have. But I'm putting them under my set bones to lift my hips up off the ground, because this actually feels really good and is good for your body to have your hips elevated. If you don't have anything close to you to elevate your hips, that's totally okay. You can just sit on the ground, or even roll up a towel, or anything. So here I just want to do some neck stretches. So we'll just start with neck circles. And you can bring your body into this if that feels good. If you have any neck injuries, please do not make them worse. If this is not something that's accessible for you today, don't do it. Switch the direction of your circles. And you come back to a neutral head. And here you can have your eyes open or closed. It's your preference, again, your practice. Take your left ear to your left shoulder and begin to move your chin wherever it feels good to feel a stretch. So we're looking for a stretch here on our right neck. So you can move that chin wherever you would like. A good thing to be thinking about doing is rolling your shoulders down your back, elongating your neck. Because like if we're trying to stretch it, but our shoulders are up here, that's not gonna work. So we wanna roll our shoulders down. If you would like, you can take your left hand and add slight pressure. I mean, by pressure, I'm merely just setting my hand on my head, not yanking it. Please don't do that. Do not cause a neck injury in yoga. And breathe. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, shoulders down your back, right ear to right shoulder. Breathe, finding the placement of your chin that works. Again, an option is to place the right hand on the head for slight pressure, but find what works for you today in your stretch, knowing what it's like to be you today. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, pause. And then begin to shrug your shoulders. And then rotate directions. Breathe. Right hand comes across the body. Here I like to think about putting tension in my right forearm and pushing up against my left forearm while my left forearm pushes up against my right forearm, rolling my shoulders down. But you can also do this stretch however you'd like if you know how to do it in a different way. Exhale, release. Inhale, switch sides. So right forearm comes to left forearm, rolling our shoulders down, and breathe. Exhale, release. From here, you can find your way to the final resting pose of class. But like always, I want you to find your final resting pose of class. So that can be here in the seated position. You can also move to a standing position. You can keep moving your body if that's what you need today, or you can find the traditional resting pose of class, the final resting pose, which is Shavasana, where you are laying on your back. So your shoulders are on the ground, Your back's on the ground, your set bones are on the ground, and the back of your legs are on the ground. And you would have your arms out wide or close to you, palms up, ready to receive, and just kind of naturally laying there as if you were in the sun, sunbathing at a pool with sunscreen on, because that's important for your health. Just letting the sun hit you, which you can envision that if you would like during Shavasana. Shavasana is your time to rest. So what I would like you to do is move there, wherever it is for you today. I will be in this seated position because I will not take full Shavasana with you, because I have to be awake to be able to wake you up for class at the end of class. So start going there. And what I want you to think about while you're moving towards your final resting pose of class, and you may already be there, but I want you to let go of any kind of control over your breath. So I want you to start allowing it to rise and fall as it is, letting it become more natural. And breathe. And when thoughts pop into your mind, just label them as thoughts and allow them to leave. Just taking this time to tune in. Slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body, making small movements, and then maybe bigger ones. Staying still is what you need. Please stay still. Knowing I'm only inviting you to join me in a seated position when you are ready. However your body needs you to move there, still honoring the time and space you've created for yourself, knowing that this is your practice. slowly bring your awareness from just inside to maybe the right, like the near outside of your body. Still staying on your mat or on your metaphorical mat in your space. Just staying right here because we don't need to leave it yet. We don't need to leave this space yet. Thank you for showing up, not just for me, but for yourself today and joining me in a beautiful practice of yoga. It is an honor of mine to share space with you, and I am so thankful that you created space, however that looks like for you today. I again want to thank United Way and the Innovation Grant for allowing me to do this, as well as the Virtue Center for believing in me and allowing me to do this. It is truly an honor to share this and to share this practice in this space with you. Again, however you showed up, please feel free to reach out if you need to. We are here to help. The Virtue Center is still offering services. We are also here if you have questions about yoga or anything, resources, we can help you. So at the end of every practice, we honor ourselves and our practice by saying namaste, which means the light and divine in me recognizes and honors the divine and light in each of you. Namaste. And one last thing, make sure to spread kindness around like confetti, CDC approved, of course. And if you are doing this for an SIA, the word is intention to be able to write down. So again, if you're doing this for an SIA, the word to write down is intention. Thank you. Namaste.